Audio article by the Common Constitutionalist entitled, "The Religion of Climate Change Takes Another Hit from Trump." I wasn't a Trump supporter during the primaries. I was a Cruz guy all the way. Well, let me rephrase that. I was and am a Constitution guy all the way. Although I did finally vote for Trump in the general election, I didn't even really support him then. I'm still not sold on the guy, but I have to say that he has pleasantly surprised me thus far, particularly in regard to one topic, his position on global warming. The lie of man-caused global warming, or what the left ethereally calls climate change, has been a serious bone of contention for those of us on the right for decades now. Democrat or Republican, it never seemed to have mattered. The left formed a religion around the hoax, and the establishment right just went along year after year, just, it seemed, to get along. Cruz was and is still one of the few who stood steadfast against the lie, while Trump claimed he did. Like other things, I wasn't sure I believed him. His rhetoric said he believed it was all a hoax, but I wasn't certain he would follow through. Then, after the election, I read from the Washington Post site of a request from the Trump transition team to the Energy Department, quote, asking agency officials to identify which employees and contractors have worked on forging an international climate pact as well as domestic efforts to cut the nation's carbon output, unquote. Well, this was a good sign. I didn't figure Trump wanted to congratulate them, so his people must instead want to target them for a clampdown and put them on notice that there will soon be a major shift in direction. And it looks more and more like it will actually happen. This past Sunday, my entire podcast was delightfully dedicated to the complete removal of Obama's government climate change website and replaced with Trump's Energy First site. That was a happy day. And the hits just keep on coming. On Monday, the Washington Post reported that a major climate change conference, which was long ago planned, had been canceled by the Center for Disease Controls and Prevention, the CDC, with only a week's notice. This has got to be killing the lefties at the Post. Yes, I know, it's redundant. Not to mention the government hacks who owe their existence to the myth of man-caused warming. The Post writes, quote, "The Climate and Health Summit, which had been in the works for months, was intended as a chance for public health officials around the country to learn more about the mounting evidence, of risks to human health posed by climate change," unquote. Funny, I thought the risks to climate were humans. Go figure. Although the reason for the cancellation was never explained, some, like George Benjamin, executive director of the American Public Health Association, who was scheduled as a keynote speaker, said that, quote, agency officials decided to preemptively call off the event rather than risk running afoul of an incoming president who has repeatedly called climate change a hoax and has nominated climate change skeptics to his cabinet, unquote. He added that, quote, "We should think of this as a strategic retreat," unquote. Tell yourself whatever you like as long as you keep retreating. Others did not take the news quite as well. Edward Maybach, director of the Center for Climate Change Communication at George Mason University, said, quote, he fears the move will set a precedent of government officials self-silencing, in part over fears of reprisal or loss of funding. Climate change is bad for America and bad for the world in so many ways, unquote. I'll tell you, this is more delicious than a pan-fried chicken or a good steak. I am loving this. These fools have been living off government grants for years, and it looks as if they are afraid it all may vanish. Good. I hope they're quaking in their Birkenstocks. Whether they are true believers or knowing purveyors of the world's greatest scam, it's about time they get a dose of reality. It's uncharitable to say, but I hope Trump continues the crusade against this lie and pulls every dime of funding from every last one of them. Maybe then they will all pull up stakes and move to some European safe space to suck their economies dry. Other than that, I got nothing strong to say about the topic. Thanks for listening.